Coming at you from my vape room in Winter Garden, I'm Marino the Vape God. I'm here to talk to you today about the Suorin Drop. Alright, so I just did a review on the Suorin Air. I used that thing for about a week, got this guy in here, and I'm not going to lie, I'm already liking the Drop quite a bit more for a couple reasons. I'll tell you why. So firstly, the Suorin Drop is made off of a much thicker metal casing, so it has a heavier weight to it than the Air. It's a little bit shorter and just about as wide as the other, so overall it is a little bit smaller, which is nice. This little thing that you see here, I thought that was a button. That is not a button. It's just a little thing to touch. Honestly, it feels really cool. I'm a fidgeter. I like being able to touch stuff, and this is very touchable. The entire body of it is covered in kind of like a rubber coating, rubber paint sort of thing. The black versions of it are just shiny black metal, which is great. It has a slightly smaller battery than the Suorin Air, which I thought was a little weird. They kind of downgraded it from 400 milliamp hour to 300 milliamp hour. It still works pretty well. Obviously, it doesn't last quite as long as the Air, but the main thing for me is the pod in this is a significant improvement on their previous design. All right, so I don't know how well you can see in the video here, but your atomizer is right in the middle, and it has wicks poking out to either side, which unlike the original Suorin Air, it only had one wick sticking out. This guy now has two, so it's effectively eliminated the dry hitting problem that the previous version had. Additionally, one thing that's weird is they have two fill holes in the bottom of it. The previous one just had one. I do kind of like it. You can open one up to let a little bit of the air escape while you fill it up from the other side. The only thing I don't like is on the Suorin Air, the fill hole was just large enough for just about any dropper bottle, for any dropper to be able to fit into there real snug and you wouldn't spill nothing. This guy is just shy of having most of the droppers I've tried in it fit in it snugly. I mean, filling is not a messy process. You'll just have to put a little more thought into it than I wanted to. Another weird thing about their pod, I'm not sure if I like it or not, is right up the middle is where your airflow tube is. And again, you can't see it at all in the video, but if you see one of these in person, you can see right through them. But it has the airflow tube going right up the middle that kind of almost separates like two regions of the pod. And now they are all still one big chamber, but I've noticed that sometimes when I'm using this a whole lot, one side will drain completely. You know, maybe it's been laying in my pocket sideways or something, but one side will drain completely while the other side is completely full of juice. And it like concerns me. It makes me think that I'm gonna burn out my wick by dry hitting it, you know, something like that. But the problem thus far has always just been solved by me opening up one of these things and then they both even out and everything's good. For a brief moment, I thought that it actually had two separate fill chambers, and that would have either been a really big pain in the butt of having to fill it up like two separate times for one fill, but it would have also been cool if they did that so you could mix two salt nic flavors, which, you know, they're normally not really complicated or anything, so that would be a neat thing. Regardless, that's not the case. It's still just a normal pod. You just refill it, super easy. Guy charges in about 15-20 minutes. It's super nice. Now, but my biggest improvement on this compared to the Air is the draw on this. While it is still nice and tight, they actually even skinnied out the mouthpiece even more. It's not a hard draw. On the Air, I really had to pull on it to get anything out of it. This guy, it's smooth as can be. It's so nice. Highly recommend you check it out. These guys are just a little bit more than the Suorin Air. I mean, we're talking $5-10 difference, easy. But it is definitely a drastic improvement on their pod system, and honestly, it looks cute as hell. So thanks for watching. See you around.